Okay, can anybody hear me? Can anybody hear me? La 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 la. Oh, are we back? Are you guys back? So frustrating. So sorry, guys. Hi. I see you guys. Can you hear me? You are back. Oh, it can happen. I know, but I meant to take these off because this cord is literally like right in the middle of what I need to do. And apparently one cannot change one's sound sources after you've already started the stream. So, okay, what I did is just rip these two pieces of mixed media paper in half in case we do something different with the one half. And my grandbabies are very much outdoors little kids. My daughter has them outside every day, 2 or 3 times a day. And of course, during this summer, they've been doing a lot of swimming. They go to a lot of parks. They've been discovering a lot about nature, which makes their Bam Bam. That's me, Bam Bam. Yes, Bam Bam. No, not because of Fred Flintstone. What do you want, little puppy? Huh? What do you want? Get down, little puppy. Get down. Oh, you want the rest of Mommy's coffee? Oh, you sweet little thing, you. Hold, please. Dog must have coffee. Okay, buddy. Here you go. Sorry for the butt shot. Yours drinks tea. Well, if I drank tea, I think he probably would drink tea too. But he got hooked on coffee to start with, and that is the way that has gone. He also has an innate sense for if it's cooled off enough for him. Sometimes he's impatient and he comes up to me and I just have to I sign to him that it's hot. And he knows the sign for hot. Uh-oh. Bark alert. He knows the sign for hot. So he waits. Hello, Oliver. Hi. You want to come say hi to people? You want to come say hi to the people? Come here. Can you wave hello? Mommy's sitting here. Mommy's making a video. Oh. Well, there you go. I told him I was making a video, and he was just like, I'm out of here. He wanted me to come sit with him, y'all. I feel bad. I'll go sit with you later, Ollie. I'll come sit with you later. I was thinking of making some, as I was saying, my grandkids are outdoor kids. I was thinking of making some watercolor blob thingies, and then, using ink and turning them into different outdoor. Is he the grandbaby who speaks a lot of languages? Yes, Raul. No, he is not my grandbaby. He is my son. Oliver is my son. Oliver is my 20-year-old forever Peter Pan son. So yes, he does look like the age of what I suppose could be a grandbaby of mine. He's about the size of an 8-year-old, but he is my 20-year-old son. Yeah, he's a cute little redhead. Very opinionated little redhead. I was thinking of making some outdoor elements with watercolor and ink, and they're not quite, proficient with scissors and cutting yet. They're only 3, and the other one is 18 months. And so I'll be doing the cutting. And then we'll make a scene with them. That's what I thought we would do. You were a redhead blonde when you were a kid. Little German. Oh my goodness. Little German. Because you're a third Caucasian German. Yeah, no. Yeah. He's a lot of either called red. There's such a thing as ginger, although ginger doesn't always have the best connotation. As in, gingers don't have a soul. But he is definitely part German, Irish, German, little French, some English and Dutch. So I'm just going to make some flower heads, because then I'm sure I can get them to help me draw stems and leaves. And of course, Bam Bam will always make it an educational experience. Discussing the colors and the parts of the flowers. They have a lot of flowers outside of where they live, right out nearby the pool, which brings a lot of bees. So I think they're familiar with what bees are. Luckily, nobody's been stung. So I'm going to make a couple of yellow blobs just to turn those into bumblebees for sure.
It works nice. Okay.
And let's see, maybe just a couple of those, because, we don't want to focus too much on bumblebees. I don't want to scare them. I want them to like nature, although nature can be dangerous. Their mama's always right there with them. But nobody wants to be stung by a bee. What has been you guys' favorite part of summer so far? I know the heat is definitely not my favorite part. Let's see. A few grass elements.
That's how we got to where we are now.
Little walks to the park with the pups. Tell me about your pups, Carol. Everybody likes to hear about pups, like we do everybody else's kids and everybody else's grandbabies and all that. Do tell, do tell. And don't worry about my wastefulness of paper towels here. I use them after I get them all nice and covered up with different colors. Maybe one of these days I'll show you how I've used them in the past. Demonstrate a little bit. You like the eyes of the husky breed. They look like wolves.
I appreciate your openness to this conversation.
Oh, okay. You have 3 grands that live over here in the States. Where are you at again, Carol? Are you over in England?
All right. Cool. Thanks, guys.
Yeah, we have 3 huskies that live behind us, Raul. They are not friendly. In fact, we almost lost one of our dogs to an attack by those huskies, but they have beautiful, beautiful. Oh, Canada, that's right, Alberta, Canada. But those husky breeds, they look like wolves. They're very close to a wolf. Oh, somebody's happy in there. Can you close that door, Daddy?
Wins every time.
Okay, hon. You're telling everyone on YouTube. He just got off a work phone call and sounds happier than I've heard him in quite some time. But he's telling everyone. They howl a lot. Yeah. My dogs never used to howl, but then all of a sudden, if they're allowed to bark long enough, it seems, somehow the howling has kicked in. And I am not a fan. Not when it comes from inside the house. And 3 of them at the same time. Definitely not a fan. I'm going to pause. I'm going to mute myself for 1 second, guys. Han?
What?
Can you please shut the door? Okay, can you hear me again? When you were on a farm in Ontario, the coyotes would come into the yard and how all your dogs inside would start to sing along with them. Okay, well, okay. Am I not muted now? Am I better? Is it okay now anyway? Yeah, I just asked him to shut the door. Because I can hear everything from the squeak of his chair to Oliver singing along with whatever's on his computer. All right. Give me some ideas, guys. What else? What kind of other outdoor scene? Ooh, should we make some dogs? Their dog is white with brown spots. So maybe, just to get the shape of the dog. And he's a little thing with short little legs. And a big chest because he's part Jack Russell Terrier and part, I don't even know what else. But he's probably one of the most interesting looking dogs I've ever seen. Big ears, big face, short stubby legs, and a curled up banana kind of tail. Birds, feathers. Ooh, feathers, birds and feathers. All right, let's give him the brown spots because he's got brown spots. One big one right here in the middle of his back. And he actually has one over one eye. So I'll put the brown there first before I fill in the eye part. And then I do not know where else he has spots, but they're not little spots. They're big spots. Splotches. His name is Turbo. I think most of his tail is brown too. He's got some on the underbelly. We're going to make some people. I think they'll know that that's Turbo. Trees. We need some trees. We do need some trees. I'm going to do the trunk separate. So that they have to put the leaves on the top and make a tree. Everything is an educational opportunity. This, the homeschooling mom and me just can't stop thinking that way. A little bit darker depth. Butterflies. Ooh, butterflies would be fun. I'm sure they see lots of butterflies. I have when I've been over there out in their back where the pool is. And the plants are planted with the flowers. All right. The top of the tree so I don't forget. Yeah, my daughter is pregnant with grandbaby number 3. So I'll be going over to babysit number 1 and number 2. Well, she goes and has a doctor's appointment. And I'm going to try to keep them busy. And if this doesn't keep them busy, they will love to read books. Books, 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 and more books. I would say I've never seen kids who like books so much, but it seems to run in our family a little bit. My grandson, as well as my second child, and Oliver, they're all 3 of them. Their very first toys were books. They didn't care so much for toys as they did books right away. So maybe when that dries, I'll put some apples on it, and that way they'll know it's an apple tree. And we can talk about that, how some trees grow fruit. All right. Butterflies. Butterflies. Let's make some butterflies. We have a lot of monarch butterflies, actually, around here, which I have heard is not necessarily the most common thing anymore. Our 2 girls and a boy. The boy is okay. Yeah, my daughter is the only one with any kids. My 2 older boys, one, if he had a girlfriend, he wouldn't tell me right now anyway. They don't live here in this state either, so he can hide it real easy. But the other lives with his girlfriend, so if I had to venture a guess, he'd be the next one to have and a babies. And boy, you guys, is that going to be hard for me, because it's like I'm used to being like the mom of the mom, grandma that's related through the mom, which means, you're more hands-on and a lot of the time involved, especially when the baby is little. And also, you guys, I'm used to being like right where my grandbabies are. They're like right nearby, within 15, 20 minutes at the most. And both of my sons actually live out of state. One in Utah and one in Arizona. But my son's girlfriend, she comes from a very big family. One of those blended families and then extended. It blended and then it extended. Mom and dad got divorced. Mom and dad got remarried to people who already had kids as well. And then each of her mother and father had additional children after they got remarried. So technically, she might be like one of 10, 11. I think there was just recently a baby born. Yeah. Beetlejuice 2. Oh, finally. I hadn't even heard that, Raul. Oh my goodness. I love Beetlejuice. Love, 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 love Beetlejuice. To me, Beetlejuice character is kind of Halloween-y enough that I like it. I'm looking forward to Practical Magic too, but I think that was barely announced maybe a month or two ago or whatever, and I don't even know when they're going to start it, but I'm waiting. Hello, Hanan. How are you? It is going well. Yes, she is, but she will be coming back, Sandra Bullock, for Practical Magic too. And Nicole Kidman. Yeah. Da, 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 da. She's 60, huh? No, my gosh, none of them ever look their age like when they're 60. Isn't it crazy? The premiere is next Friday out by you guys. I wonder if it is here. Sometimes I think though that if we got a closer up like view of them in person, we'd be able to tell even more so than on screen, you know, that work has been done, you know, cosmetic work. Because some people on screen look better than others at that age. You want more hocus pocus? Two hasn't been enough? You want a third hocus pocus? This is one of the only things, you guys, that I do on live streams that keeps me quiet. Is focusing on a little bit of painting. That's as good as this little monarch butterfly is going to get, y'all. They don't eat sugars, fats. They drink lots of water. Well, yeah, they're in the sense that their lifestyle isn't productive. I mean, yeah, there can be a lot of you know, kind of, I don't know how to say it, self-destructive behaviors that, you know, tend to limit and lifestyle and show up on your face and in your health, shorten your life. Yeah, there's definitely plenty of that everywhere, but it definitely exists in Hollywood. I know there's a problem for a lot of child actors after they grow up from the things that they went through or did when they were young, that they were probably too young to be doing, too young to be working the hours that they were working, exposed to the things they were exposed to. Sensationalized. You don't like the newer actors? They suck at acting. Let's see. I'm gonna make some purple dots for my little baby girl, grandbaby girl. She'll like the pink and purple. What's everyone's favorite color? I don't know if I've ever heard of even Baby's Day Out. But then again, I haven't been the biggest moviegoer pretty much ever since I had kids. And definitely not so much since we had Oliver. When my nephew lived here, I would go to the movies with him. He loved to go to the movies. Of course, he also liked all the scary movies. I'll have to look it up. Indigo and vermilion. Oh, your favorite colors. Ooh, what kind of blue, Hanan? Raul likes indigo and vermilion. Indigo, kind of a purpley blue. And vermilion, isn't that a kind of green, light green? Navy or royal blue? I used to be a very big fan of royal blue. Now I'm more a fan of navy blue. But blue is really not so much my thing. I prefer yellows and greens and browns. Actually, brown is my favorite color. I know. Go ahead and say it. You're weird, Renee. Whose favorite color is brown? Really? Well, yeah, really. Mine is definitely brown. But I like greens and oranges and yellows now too. A lot of that fall stuff. Ooh, now it's time for some apples in this tree. Sorry for that banging on my glass jar there. My water jar. We're going to have to count these apples. We're going to have to talk about these apples. Because they both like to walk around eating an apple, a whole apple. And my grandson has told me which parts you don't eat. Yeah. Apparently he's already learned he does not like the center of the apple. But he knows for sure you do not eat the stem. Then I told him his two uncles when they were little, his two older uncles, oldest uncles, I should say. I don't know how it happened. They just started loving apples, and 5 and 10 pound bags of apples would disappear in a day, and I would find stems, but I wouldn't find like the apple core. And I realized once I asked them, they were eating the entire thing. The entire thing. Orange is an overhated color. Yellow is very underrated. I agree. They were eating the entire apple, y'all, the whole core, everything, straight through, and just not eating the stem. Because apparently nobody told them differently. And there's nothing wrong with it. It's just, more fiber. So I let them do it for as long as they wanted to do it. Yeah. And when I told my dad about it, I remember him saying that his grandpa, so my great grandpa, the one who gave me my nickname, that's how he used to purposely eat apples as an adult. So I was just like, this DNA thing is interesting, because they obviously never, ever, ever, ever met each other. Never saw each other eat an apple. So, and I guess my kids didn't realize how we ate apples either. I didn't pay attention. And decided they were going to eat the whole core. That's back when we lived in New Mexico and they could run around out in the backyard, in and out of the house, and I wouldn't even know they were stealing apples from the kitchen. And I think honestly they just literally went and took the whole bag out there sometimes. Little sneaks. Your grandfather, Javanese, your grandfather was from Bali. Ryan. Okay, Carol, see you later. Thanks for stopping by. I love all of my new YouTube friends from around the world, getting to know each other, realizing y'all speak some of the same language. Raul is multilingual. So my money is on him when it comes to whether or not someone in the chat is going to speak the same language as one of my Middle Eastern subscribers or South American. A lot of kids from Malaysia come to study in Pakistan. Interesting. You don't speak Dutch? Are Dutch and German quite similar? I think so. My former father-in-law, my ex-father-in-law, I should say. He's not gone. I'm just not married to that side of the to that part of the family anymore. Is Dutch, and my ex-mother-in-law is Austrian German, and so they could speak and understand each other, and my ex-mother-in-law could speak to her husband's family. Okay, time for the pen part. Maybe I'll hit this really quick with the glue gun. With the glue gun, that would be funny. No, not with the glue gun, y'all. With the heat gun. Before I decide to take my pen out. which, by the way, I'm going to grab real quickly just because it's precariously hiding back here so that I don't accidentally overuse it on things I don't want to use it for by just being the most easily accessible pen. Okay, warning you. Here comes the sound, possibly. Gotta get these apples to dry. Everything else looks pretty good and dry. Okay. Set these aside to be used at another time. Pashtu-dari. Dutch people might have the highest English proficiency in all of Europe. That is interesting. Well, okay, in all of Europe. I guess maybe that makes sense. In all of Europe. Because in Asia, I would think, Chinese and Japanese speaking people and those living there would also speak English. Friends is very popular for, Dutch is derived from Old Dutch, Dutch, English, German, or Anglo-Saxon. Yeah. And then there's a good area in one of the states here, Pennsylvania, that is Pennsylvania Dutch. And German speaking. People in that area. Some of my ancestors come from that area. I've seen some of your shorts pop up for me, Raul. Your drawings. Little animal characters. Cute, cute, cute. Of course, my grandbabies, we're gonna have to talk about what this little black spot is on this tree. And what it's for. Oh my goodness. Well, I definitely did not see 275 of them pop up. But I will continue to look because I think I would like to show those to my grandbabies. I think they would like to see the animal being drawn. I think right now my grandson might just be a little obsessed. Okay, a lot obsessed with monkeys because of Curious George. And who do you think got it from the first Curious George book? Bam Bam. Yep, the man in the yellow hat. Curious George goes to the zoo. And now he's got a couple copies of the hardcover copies of the collection of stories. They keep one in the car, so he'll always have that in the car wherever they go. And then they keep one in his room. They all get stories read to him before bed. And thus the baby on the way gets read to too, which works out lovely for everybody. You guys, I just got the cutest picture of my granddaughter brushing her teeth all by herself, sitting at the counter on the kitchen by the bathroom mirror on the bathroom sink. She's very much into perfecting her fine motor stuff these days. So she took to that toothbrush like a pro. She is definitely just a blonde. No red in her hair. Just pretty much banana white blonde, which is how my hair used to be. How my hair used to be. Oh, the Great Wall of China. Very awesome. I believe my husband, on one of his many trips to China, has actually seen the Great Wall of China too. His work used to take him to China and Hong Kong and Germany and Switzerland, Mexico. Yep. And now he does not travel. Not that his work wouldn't take him, because it would, but he stays home due to Oliver. I did not ever get to go with him on any of his trips. He traveled mostly when before I knew him or while we were dating, and I already had my other 3 kids to take care of. And then, like I said, Oliver actually was born not too long after we were married because he was so early. And once Oliver came along, the traveling stopped. Needing to be nearby and at a moment's notice come home. And now, being home since the beginning of the pandemic, he hasn't gone back in to the office, but here and there. So. He works for a power tool company that is based out of Germany. So a lot of his trips have been to Germany. And then also, of course, Hong Kong and China for production issues and trips. And Mexico for production. And now he just ends up with multiple people on video calls, trying to coordinate everybody from all over the place, which is what he would be doing at the office anyway. People are very nice, but you have to avoid the posh areas of Istanbul. Why do we have to avoid the posh areas? Are they too snobby? Too posh as in wealthy? You have vacay plans for Indonesia, Australia, Malaysia, and the Philippines. I'd like to go to Australia. I have a friend out in Tasmania that I think it would be very fun to go and see. For those of you watching this on the replay, this is a live stream that also has a chat, and so I am interacting verbally with those chatting along, following along in the live stream. If you're wondering who I'm talking to and where these random topics are coming up, it's all their fault. You'd see a Louis Vuitton bag and it costs $500, and then you'd go to the Grand Bazaar for in the same bag, the same quality costs $50 there. Haha, I see. Ew. Yeah, they don't care for that kind of thing so much here in America. I mean, they like the real thing, but any kind of, bazaars or sales that have, as they call them, knockoffs, the fake versions of the designer accessories and clothing, whatever. Yeah, that's illegal to sell here. And I'm not saying it doesn't happen, because it happens all the time, but it is illegal. Especially when you're passing it off as the real thing. Overpriced stuff, Megaviv. Oh, yeah. Oh, 150% inflation in Turkey right now? Oh, my word. Oh, my goodness. Well, that is no good. And then in that case, people got to do what they got to do, right? Oh, this apple tree. Okay, let's see what else here. I like to make loose outlines so that when we cut, it's okay. To cut wherever. Poppies. This looks like a poppy. I have a friend whose favorite flower is a poppy. Okay, let's see. We can kind of tighten up this butterfly here. Of course, I am doing it upside down. But that, they say, will then turn off my brain about what I am, trick my brain about what I'm actually drawing. Thank you, Anne Lar, for that fact. And I can just focus on the details and the lines I'm supposed to be actually making so that it ends up turning out better, hopefully. I don't know though, because aren't butterflies pretty symmetric, y'all? I don't know that I'm doing too good on the symmetric thing here. Okay. All right. So that I will take with me. Thank you for helping me with your suggestions, y'all. Take that with me. And I think what I'm going to do with this is a similar version, except not with watercolor. I'm going to grab a couple of regular paint colors. I'll be right back. 1 second. You'll still see me, but you may not hear me so well. Oh. Pink. And red. Trying to keep my grandkids in mind, y'all. Purple. Green. Gotta find a blue. Blue. I always said it is in. Try everything in life, huh? Your dad would have had to have made me sit at the dinner table all evening long because I wasn't as bad as my older sister, but I definitely, there were things I definitely didn't like and things I refused to try. And I'm pretty much the same way. My tastes have changed, though. I mean, like I wouldn't eat onions before. Now sometimes I eat onions. And I'm sure I didn't like broccoli very well, but I love broccoli and cauliflower now. I never liked anything hot and spicy as a kid, and I still don't. Eat a lot of dairy. My favorite food in the world, y'all, is cheese. And I read somewhere how addictive it is. Not as bad as Oreos, as far as addictive quality goes. It's also not as bad for you as Oreos. But I heard there's something in the cheese that like makes us all like just love it. Armadillo. Oh, no, Raul. Armadillo, iguana, piranhas. Oh, goodness. Crocodile, South American crocodile. Ooh. No. No. Snails, escargot, frog legs. No. But no. I am much pickier. When I say picky, guys, picky. Very, very picky. I think I'm going to do it this way. It might be actually easier. Some of these are a little on the dry side. But that might actually be to my benefit. I don't want anything to be perfect. I don't like when things look absolutely perfect all the time. Plus, I also want my grandkids to be able to use their imagination a little bit too, to try and figure out what they could make out of a certain shape, or what a certain shape might actually be, even though it's not clearly defined visually. Oh, the conversation does always eventually come back to food. Always, guys. In every live stream I've ever been in, it always ends up at food, with food at some point. It's so funny. So funny. Okay, I'm going to make just some actual shapes that they would know. This Bam Bam has got to get them a better set of watercolors, though, because they've just got the basic paints, primary colors. And that's just not going to cut it now that they're bigger and they know more colors and they want to make more colors. I've really stuck my finger in it now. I'm going to have to get out the baby wipes. Pumpkin. You drink lots of sodas? Is there caffeine in your Fanta over there? Here, there's no caffeine in Fanta. Fanta orange. Yeah. Or grape. Grape is good too. Don't forget about grape. A little bit of water here so they can put a fish. I'd rather have Mountain Dew too. Mexican Coca-Cola for us is the original Coca-Cola with sugar, real sugar in it, the way it used to be made. Original Coke is what Mexican Coke is now here, and what they still make in Mexico. Instead of everything being high fructose corn syrup like we have, which is horrible. Let's see. See what we can do about a fish. If I make anything too complicated, they won't really know what it is. Not yet, anyway. They don't have any screen time. They've not been on the internet. They have not been exposed to television or videos, movies. They are outdoor kids, they are music kids, they are book kids. And if Bam Bam has her way, they'll be art kids. It is wonderful how the internet can bring people together, and people can be kind and accepting and share information, share in their differences, share in their similarities. Not that it can't be a toxic place sometimes in certain ways, and on certain sites, probably more than certain social media, more than others, but yeah. I obviously have 300 and something people at this point that I don't necessarily know in real life, or from behind a keyboard. I shouldn't say what it is instead of in real life, because obviously y'all are real in real life, sitting here live. In-person life. In my in-person life, I don't think there's many of the 300 of you that 300 and some that follow me or subscribed that I know. I got a puppy dog down there snoring. I can hear him. Uh-oh, I think he might be dreaming. Oh, it's a poor puppy. It's okay. You're just dreaming. You're just dreaming. It's just a dream. It's okay, puppy. A little bit of fruit here. Some grapes. I think they're a bigger fan of green grapes than they are red grapes. They might think these are blueberries. They are a very big fan of blueberries. Maybe I'll make a couple single ones and then they'll realize that those are grapes and these are blueberries. What's the temperature like where you guys are at? Hassan and Raul? We have the 90s Fahrenheit here today. About 94, 98, something like that. You are a crazy dreamer, little boy. I don't know what you are dreaming about, but you're whining over it. Oh, growl, growl, whine, whine. What's the matter, huh? You not having good dreams? Poor puppy. Are you a poor puppy? Why are you whining? Ooh, no barking. No, no, no. Do not bark. Do not bark. I'm going to use this red and then... Oh, this one sounds watery. Okay, Hanan. Nice to see you. Take care. Have a good night. Yes, I will try to make sure I send out a notification ahead of time. That tended to kind of help people know, right? Oh, no. Do not bark. Do not bark. Do not be a mean little barker. No, no barking. Hank. Everyone all the way over in Pakistan and Spain can hear you. Yeah. And nobody wants to hear all that. Are you guys fighting over the coffee? My goodness. Fighting over what's left of mommy's coffee. Fighting over cold coffee. Formerly hot coffee. Cut these hearts out separate. All different sizes. I think I'm gonna call it a day here, you guys. Let this stuff dry. So I tend to cut it out. Or actually, I can't decide. I can't decide whether I'm going to cut it out before I take it or cut it out when I get there. If I cut it out when I get there, they're going to want to use the scissors too. And I don't know that their mom wants them to try scissors yet. Kind of dangerous at their little ages. So I may probably end up cutting it out before I go. Ooh, I forgot to make the rest of this. So I could have a caterpillar, like the hungry caterpillar. They are very familiar with the very hungry caterpillar. My little grandson eats like he's a very hungry caterpillar. They love food. Okay. Well, thank you all for being here. I'm glad you, Raul, and Hanan got to meet each other and talk. Seems like you guys have a lot in common. That's awesome. And for anybody else who has stopped in today, Jen, Carol, and anybody who comes on watching this on a replay, I hope all finds you well too. And I'm not sure when I'll be back again. I know we've got some other of our crafty friends that we follow online that have Tuesday night, like Beth Schuler comes on in about anywhere from 10 to 40 minutes from now. And I'm not quite sure if there's another Tuesday night person. But I may record some stuff later and maybe another music reaction video or a political reaction video and upload that as well. But I also have a movie to finish watching that I started last night on Netflix, so I'm going to have to catch up on that as well. So everyone out there, wherever you are in the world, whatever time of day or night it is for you, I hope all is well and that everyone is being kind and spreading love and being helpful to one another. Because, nobody gets through this thing called life easily. Everybody's got their challenges, and we don't always know what another person is going through, especially somebody just sitting behind a computer screen, whether they're sitting in front of the camera or if they're behind a camera or if they're in your chat. You just don't know. You really don't. And everyone, no matter what, deserves kindness. So until I see you guys next time, peace. And this is the end.